step across this line. I never dare you motherfuckers. Cross this one.
Electric sparking wires exposed. Scrota cuts deep where the truth erodes. Rebel in the trenches, voice explodes. This the HLS, the code overloads.
Then he come up with the topic.
Okay, first off, we thought you would be here any minute. So
Yeah, there's a family emergency, so I couldn't.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And so in that 30 minutes, y'all were just like, wait for Cheddar to come.
Yes.
Yes,
Wow.
because we didn't
And
know any of that,
and
what you just
and
said.
that is whack.
No, we're not gonna. If you had told us from the get-go, hey, I have a family emergency,
Emergencies don't work like that, bro.
Well,
Emergencies don't work like that.
he said he just called you.
Didn't we start last show without your ass? Yep.
Yeah.
But we had a topic. We discussed the topic beforehand.
No, we did not.
And you had a guest.
We did not have a topic.
Y'all had a topic and a guest.
Yeah. What are you talking
y'all started
about?
with that.
My point is that
Are you saying she just to say shit right now? Yes, we did.
No, we
did have a topic.
What was the topic?
The topic was shit. I had it written down too. Hold on.
And we sure as hell didn't talk about it.
Exactly.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't. We started talking about
So,
We didn't talk about it. We
For
just
starters, apparently it don't matter if we have a topic or not. Show gonna happen.
but not unless Scrota's not here for 30 minutes.
Sorry, forgive us for caring about your presence to be.
Don't
included
care
in the
is my
show.
point, bro.
We did the same thing when Electrik. It was like, hold on, I'll be right there. Because that's the way it came off to me. It's like, hold on, I'll be right there. So it's like, all right.
All right, man.
Y'all been gaming too much. Where y'all like, I can't wait for 2 minutes. Let me hop in the game.
That's Electrik, ain't me?
Y'all both do that. But anyway, that should be the name of the episode this week. Patience.
Yeah. Well, everybody, welcome to the HLS podcast. We don't know what we're going to talk about today, but we're going to get right to it for you guys. All right, Rebel, just bring us in.
I love how we have a pre-intro.
I don't
want to
listen to this podcast now. You're like, yeah, man, fuck this podcast is gonna suck today. Fucking Rebel, do the thing. Nah, man, fuck that. Throw it over.
Hey, no, it's gonna be perfectly fine. This is a potpourri
because we've lost listeners already. That's bad.
Their loss. That's
No,
exactly how.
nigga, our loss. That's not how that works.
Man, look, I was just talking about this earlier. I can't stand when people are at a sports event and then start leaving early. I'm like, mofo, you went all this way. You came to this event. You there now. You might as well stay to the end. What kind of fake fan are you?
The Texans were down and put up 26 points in the fourth quarter.
Did you watch that comeback?
I did not. I didn't even believe my brother when he told me about it.
First off, I went to see the highlights knowing the score because the score got spoiled for me. What I didn't know is that it was a comeback. So I'm watching this. I'm like, maybe I had the score backwards because, like, I don't see how they won. Maybe I saw the score from the wrong game.
26 points in the fourth quarter is some Warren Moon Buffalo Bill shit, bro.
Yo, when you see the highlights to this game, talk about like miraculous comebacks. Because don't forget, this is not our star quarterback. This was like the B team.
Yeah.
The B team made the miraculous comeback.
Everybody know Mills now. So
for real. That's even worse for him because everybody had low expectations for him. But now it's like, bruh, we didn't know you could do. And also the defense, though. The defense really did. Like, they made like 4 interceptions or something.
Remember Lorenzo White?
No.
So Lorenzo White was our, I think, third string running back, or was he a fullback? Basically, everybody got hurt that season, and he was straight up pulled a Willie Beeman from any given Sunday. I would not be surprised if that story was about him.
I feel like that's the whole team. Like, every time they like, oh, everybody's hurt, let's put in this person. That person wanted to be the name. It's like, hey, I don't know who's like evaluating first, second, and third string, but y'all need to like shuffle the deck.
Reshuffle it,
For real. Like, our main running back is only good for like, oh, let me run through the whole team. But when we need actual yards and distance, oh, the second string quarterback. Yeah, the second string running back is the dude. Okay. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the HLS podcast, the podcast that never was. Literally late to the party today. Radical Teddy and Friends, Her Latest Seduction, Hippies Loving Showers, Happens Like Sundowns, Haters Loving Semicolons, Name Pending. I'm the Rebel Alliance.
I'm Scrota.
And this is Electric Thunder.
And I'm the linchpin of this show.
Apparently, this goes back to that episode where you were like, am I the asshole? Apparently, the other two hosts are cordial enough or gracious enough to allow you some time.
Or foolish enough.
To get your stuff together.
And you know what's crazy?
I think so far you're the only... No, we did have an episode without Electrik. So what has to happen eventually is for y'all to have an episode without me.
So I'm the asshole when I said I had a family emergency, and you said next time you have an emergency, let us know ahead of time. But I'm the asshole.
No, because you're yelling at us for waiting.
I realize that some people just have like some energy that just regardless of what they do, or whatever. That's last week's episode.
You apparently can't see things from outside of your own perspective. The message that I received...
That was a straight asshole statement.
Yeah. It takes one to know one. The message that I was given was that, he'll be here in a minute. Cool. I could wait.
My bad, guys. Family emergency. Next time, tell us ahead of time, bitch.
Yo, but I did read through all the comments, and yeah, people were like, after that episode of, Scrota and asshole, yeah, everybody was saying you are, man.
Oh, really? The one that's not released yet? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. But
apparently we have Patreon and a secret Discord.
This is what you're saying.
We get and that's what your Patreon subscription gets you guys. If you sign up to our Patreon, you get released episode.
Early release to make comments. You said you hopped on and said, "Hey, I have a family emergency. Why didn't y'all start without me?" It was like, "Yo, we didn't know you had a family emergency. Next time, start without me." It's like, "All right, next time, let us know you have a family emergency." I can't. Next time, just start without me. It's like, okay.
How emergencies work, bro.
Stop yelling at us for like trying to wait for you. Like, Lee. That's my point. You can't yell at us retroactively when we never established that. Like,
first of all, don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. So,
man, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. They recently lost their job not too long ago. He's one of them people who if he's not working, he feels like he has no worth. And I'm like, bro, you're like really smart and intelligent and stuff like that. While you're looking for another position, I got some work that I need help with as well too. You can come and I'll subcontract work out to you because I'm not doing that shit, And he was like, nah, man, because that's not like... He basically subcontracting and contracting to him was like not real work. And I'm like, that's crazy. But basically, I was like, man, I think work is kind of stupid in general. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I think like why... Like we probably at some point in time shouldn't have to work. The fact that we have to work is, in my opinion, kind of stupid. And I think that just kind of blew his mind because he was like, that doesn't make any sense. And the more I try to explain my position to him, the more that he just thought I was like a complete weirdo. So I was trying to see, like, do y'all think, all things considered, that we should have to work?
Yeah, if you want stuff.
What about you, Electrik? Should we have to work?
Yes.
Why?
Let's say, for instance, if we were in caveman times, we just sit on our ass all day and not work, we'd starve to death.
I'm talking about work like occupations for money. Like you can go hunt and eat your food. You know what I'm saying?
Work. I'd rather sit on my computer, do my job, than actually go out and hunt and gather fruit and berries and...
Well, let me ask it like this. If you had your...
Are you about to reinvent capitalism right now?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if left up to me, I'd do the exact opposite, but whatever. If you had your rent taken care of, your healthcare taken care of, your food for the month taken care of, your utilities taken care of, and then you had like a couple thousand in your pocket or whatever, right? I'm sure if I said, would you still work? You would say yes, because you want other stuff. But if all those things were taken care of, would you have to work? Yes or no?
We did this episode. If you were a billionaire, what would you do?
No, this is different, right? Yeah, so again, you said you wouldn't have to work, but you would work. So I said, do you think that we have to work?
We have to work. Because
Yeah,
we don't got that money.
I said, do you think? No, I said, do you
Look
think
at
that we
how many
should?
things.
I said,
look
do
at
you think
how
that we
many
should
things-
have to work? Do you think that we
Look
should
at how
have to
many
work?
things you had to check off before
course.
we get. So because we don't have those things checked off, we got to work.
But that's what I didn't say, do you think we have to work? I said, do you think we should have to work?
Yes,
That should is doing a lot of lifting there.
yes, but do you know why?
Why should we have to work?
Because everything is work.
You know
Everything
what I
is
mean by
work.
I'm trading labor for capital. That's what I'm talking about.
Homie, do you know how much work is in all of everything? Like, first off, I am a hermit. On top of that, if it's really up to me, I would show y'all the true meaning of laziness if it was up to me. But it's not. Meaning, oh, I'm having a lazy Sunday. That means if I get off this couch, I failed today. Aside from like basic bodily functions. Oh, who's gonna feed my kids? Got to do some work to feed my kids. Who's gonna watch them and supervise them? Got to do work to watch them and supervise them. These are all work things to me. All of this is work to me. Not to mention, where did I get the food from in the first place? If I didn't grow it myself, then I had to, since the barter system, which is what you're eventually getting to, doesn't exist.
No.
Then you gonna grow your own food, watch your own kids, apparently somehow generate electricity for your damn self. And then
Just because you shouldn't have to work doesn't mean no one would work. Electrik just said that. He said he would work still, even though he would be in this world I'm talking about. Even in this world, he wouldn't have to work, but he would anyway.
So you're trying to find the magical, it's the quote unquote magical Negro, but these magical people that they just happen to love like creating electricity.
Most people, people inherently like doing things. Some people don't, and some people do. If someone gave you $70,000,
this was all done though, right? Like this already happened.
What?
There was a point in time where it's like, oh, Gronk over here likes farming, so like he's the farmer. He grows the crops for the community. Jib over here likes hunting, so
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about this barter thing. I'm not talking about a cashless society
or a community. Who is doing the work if not you?
Electrik would do it. People like Electrik. People like I'm in Electrik's camp. I would still work, but I would work on the things that I would want to work on. Most people work on stuff they don't want to be doing because they have to fulfill all those other things that society, necessitates, right? But if you have those things taken care of, then you can go work on what you would want to work, right? Well, the thing is that this also
what if I don't want to work on anything?
Then you don't need to.
So then how do I get stuff?
Then you use some of the universal base income that you've been given.
How am I not burning through all of my base income?
That's your fault. Then you have to work.
Oh.
Then you have to work. What are you owing for? That's not a slam dunk. I said initially, you should not have to work. But if you fuck that up and now you have to work, that's on you. That doesn't change my statement. Should you have to work? No, but I messed up. Now you do.
I think you think there are a lot more people who want to do things than what they do. And also a lot of people who want to do the thing that they're not good at. Like, for instance, I was just having this conversation about there's this basketball player who he's good. He's won a ring already. He's on the Denver Nuggets. His name is Nikola Jokic. But the point is, dude is Serbian.
Luka?
No. Oh. The other one.
The other dude. Okay, got you.
Yeah. So there's Luka Doncic.
And the other guy.
And then Nikola Jokic. They call him the Joker because Jokic, whatever.
Creative.
The point is, Nikola does not like this. This is legit a job for him. He's good at it, but
You
if
can
it was
tell
up
by
to
the way he
him,
plays.
he would be back in his home country, racing his horses, chilling, doing whatever he does over there. This dude won the championship, and he was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Man, how's it feel to like win a championship?" And he was like, "Nah, it's cool. I'm just trying to get back home." They're like, "Cool. I mean, but you get to go to the parade and everything." He's like, "The what?" They're like, "Yeah, the parade." He turns to the side. He's like, "Yo, what's he talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, man, they're gonna have a parade in a week or so." He's like, "Wait, I gotta stay another week?" I mean, they're like, "I mean, you should. It's the parade. It's kind of part of the deal." It's like, "Fine, I'll stay for the parade." Like this poor dude does not. He's clearly clocking into a job that many people would gladly trade places with him for.
They wouldn't be able to.
Exactly. There's a lot of people who wish they were able to do something that they're not able to do, and a lot of people who are very good at something that they might not want to do. But
I think you talked about what we talked about in the happiness episode. If you had everything you want, what would you do? You can actually literally afford to do that thing now.
I mean, in theory, but that's what rubs up against it. This is why I was like, oh, if you're a billionaire, what would you do? Because if you're a billionaire, it doesn't matter. But if you're not a billionaire, if you actually have some gap that you have to fill.
Well, who said anything about a gap?
Because there's not
I didn't say anything about a gap.
I know, but in your scenario, everything's magically paid for. And it's like.
It's not magic, dude. Like, first of all, like, listen.
How much is the universal base income?
With the advent of technology, I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to go through that right now. Well, so with the advent of technology, okay, and automation and all this stuff, and I'm not talking about this AI stuff, I'm talking about things that are possible now. He can produce enough stuff for everyone. We can.
Yeah.
Food, energy, it's all commoditized and being sold. That creates billionaires. And we already talked about that. That money can be trickled down and used for society, yada, yada. That can happen theoretically today.
Okay, so use your powers of persuasion for it and just convince all the billionaires to spread the wealth.
The start argument. I'm not gonna run for frigging office tomorrow. I'm just saying, like,
you don't need to be a politician to do it. You'll just make a good persuasive case to the billionaires.
The question was, do you think we should have to? I think the answer is no, because of these facts. And so when we actually stop to think about, like, yeah, we do, like, farming used to require like most of the population in order to do and pull off. And now it requires like 1 or 2% of the population to actually like create all of the farm resources that everyone eats.
How do you compensate ego? Not only ego, but people's sense of fairness. Because the farmer who, does all this, he's like, oh, yeah, that's all well and good, but y'all weren't with me on this field.
The farmer is getting paid for their work.
Okay.
In addition to what they need to like survive. So they're making more money. If you want to be lazy and just lazy way and not do anything, there's no one stopping you. I'm not stopping. I wouldn't stop or cap anybody's ability to be industrious or to do more stuff. Electrik is going to do electric stuff. Regardless, is if I give them A, B, and C. If anything, I'll just give them more money to do those things.
So what you're saying
I don't want to put money. I want to put money in Electrik's pocket or words in his mouth. So Electrik, like, what?
Oh,
am I speaking crazy?
You're saying somebody could not work. They could legit just not do anything, and they have enough money to cover all their basic necessities.
If they want to budget that money, yeah, absolutely.
But what if they don't budget?
Then I thought I talked about that already. You got to keep up.
No, I said
if you mess that up, then yeah, you need to now you have a gap and you got to fill it.
Okay, that's not vastly different than where we are now.
That is vastly different where we are.
No, it's not.
So by default, I have everything I need to like eat and drink and like pay for my mortgage and stuff. Like that's where we are. Like right now.
So first off, you wouldn't have a mortgage. You didn't work enough to buy a place that needs a mortgage. So you have a dwelling that does not have a mortgage. There are programs and subsidies to take care of you, that you could live in a shelter. You would live in a shelter. You have to show up on time. You have to show
people. I'm talking about giving people money to be above the poverty line.
But that's where we are, though. Like,
And not if you live in a shelter, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Because I think you aren't taking into account how much stuff costs. Why does stuff cost so much?
Hold on, conversation. Why does stuff cost so much?
Exactly.
Another conversation.
To that point,
Alex, I want to get your take on it, man. I don't want to monopolize this thing.
Yeah, I don't see how that'll work. Even if everybody got everything they needed, there'd be. I think the amount of people that would just say "fuck this job" and just walk off their job. I think it would definitely outweigh the amount of people that know we need to do what's right and just get out there and work and keep producing, so that way we can all have, the necessities that we need. Yeah.
But I think everybody should vote because it affects everybody. Everybody should vote, but they don't. It's not easy. Some folks don't have the day off to do so,
but you just said everyone should vote, whether that's an achievable goal or not.
Right? Exactly.
No, hold on. Don't exactly, because now I don't think you understand what I'm talking about. So just wait.
Okay.
Hold your agreement for a second. You said that everyone should vote. The proposition is, should everyone vote? Yes, everyone should vote. And I don't know how achievable that is, but everyone should vote. I said everyone should not have to work. Whether that's achievable or not, that's different. But everyone should not have to work. So you can agree with the voting thing, even though you know and acknowledge that it's not achievable. What I'm saying is, why can you not agree with that everyone should not have to work, considering what we can produce as a society, even though it's not achievable?
Because
why is that a hard jump? Why is that a hard jump?
Because I disagree with your definition of work.
No, it's not about you disagreeing or agreeing with my definition of work. Here is my definition of work. When I talk about
First off, even in your own thing, you said, then you should have to work. So even your own premise doesn't hold itself.
No, stop. I said, here's my definition of what I mean work, okay? So whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't matter. When I say work, this is what I mean, okay? Now, if a person fucks off their money, now they have to work, but they shouldn't have had to do that because they spent all their money. They should not have to work, but they messed up, so now they do. As opposed to the starting position, the starting position is that they don't have to.
Okay.
Now you could change that starting position, but the starting position is that you shouldn't have to.
People shouldn't get jealous. People shouldn't be evil. It's people. People shouldn't do crime.
You're right. People shouldn't do crime. Correct. People shouldn't do crime. People shouldn't get jealous. People shouldn't have to work. But then stuff happens. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you're saying by all of these, 10 commandments of humans, people shouldn't have to work. I still disagree because here's why.
Because I was always going to. That's why.
No, it's because I disagree with your definition of work.
No, your definition of work. That is my definition of work.
No, I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. You can't tell me the farmer ain't working. I don't care if he loves.
When did I say that? He waits.
When did you say the farmer's not working?
Yeah, when did I say
you
or imply that?
He loves it. We take people who love doing it, that they're still working. I don't care if they love it. They still working. Which is why I kept saying I disagree with your definition of work.
People are going to work even if you give them money for free. Because people like money and people like having more stuff. Electrik is one of these people. I'm one of these people. So if they say, hey, here's some money, you think farming is going to go away? Like no one's going to do it? Because the person who does do it,
you assume enough people are going to do it.
The person that does do it is going to have the entire market. And that person's going to make a ton of money. So hell yeah, that person who probably doesn't even like farming, like, yo, no one's farming, I'm getting into this shit. And I got money to start it up. And I'm going to holler at my homeboys who have money also now, and we're going to farm the hell out of Nebraska. You think that's not going to happen?
I'm just trying to figure out your concept of how all this is going down now. As if this isn't... What are you changing? The only thing you're changing is a universal base income?
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to
Okay.
get it done, probably. I mean, theoretically. But
So,
listen, I'm not saying I'm pro or against UBI. I'm pro UBI. But anyway, I'm saying
but
that
there
the
are
idea and the concept that a
systems
person shouldn't
and
have to work, that people,
social programs now.
yeah, but
Many
you're
of
talking
them
about,
are underutilized.
but you're talking about
Many because
individual.
there's a lot of red tape. So it sounds
You're talking about individual people utilizing these programs. I'm talking about society as a whole. Whatever program you're talking about, Section 8, shelters, that's not open to and wouldn't sustain society as a whole. Because it's not designed to do that.
exactly.
What I'm saying is the capability. I think if people wanted to, this is achievable.
How much money do you think this would cost?
Less than we spent on the military.
I mean, to that point, like, this is all well and good, but to me, it ignores so many things that it's like, that's nice. Again, that's why I'm like, oh, people shouldn't do crime either.
But you're doing the equivalent of me saying, hey, people shouldn't do crime. You're like, I disagree. Like, what? How is that even disagreeable? I'm not here to argue the feasibility of it. And we could talk about the feasibility of how it might work, how it might look like. But you're rejecting the concept of,
because that assumes if everybody had all their needs met, they wouldn't do crime. They would.
Whoa, what?
I'm skipping ahead because
you clearly did.
Because one, we're glazing over potential explanations.
No,
because I keep answering you. It's not good enough.
You don't need any potential explanations. You don't need it explained. Should people do crime? No, there's no explanation that's needed. No. Yes, but like you're not considering like no, like there's like it's, you know what I'm saying? So if I say like, hey, people shouldn't have to work, that's a much more, I guess, hot take. You know what I'm saying? Then people shouldn't do crime. But I think that if A, B, C, and D are met, then yeah, I guess people shouldn't do that. But like, I don't think that'll happen. That's a different conversation.
I think that is short-sighted in terms of all of the jobs that there are.
You're talking about the feasibility still.
Because you're saying people shouldn't have to work, but there are certain jobs that need to get done that nobody wants to do.
Like what?
Apparently farm work, because they kicked out.
Electrik. Let me ask you this. Let's assume that
they're struggling to keep farms open now.
If there's like this crazy pie in the sky, crazy world we live in, okay? And they said, hey man, everybody has some money or whatever. Like you have enough money to handle your stuff. And then all the farmers are like, this job's too hard. I'm out. I'm not farming anymore. And every single farmer in the United States of America said, fuck this, I'm out. Okay? Yeah, you following the premise here?
Yeah.
Now, do you think other people would start farming?
I think you will have a select group of people that will decide that this is what they want to do and this is what's necessary.
Now
so they'll get out there and do it.
Do you think that people who probably don't want to farm would set up farming shops because they know that they'll have the market on farming?
Yeah.
No, not enough.
So.
Listen, you don't need many, because if only one person does it, that dude's king farm.
No, there's limits of scale.
You know what I'm saying? That dude's king farm.
He literally can't do enough.
He'll make the next Monsanto, bro. He'll be good. Or she'll be good.
What you're saying, so we started off if everyone has everything equal, will everyone stop working or should not be working?
No.
But then that, like, I see this and I hear it and I'm already like picturing what it will look like in years. And oh man, you already said someone will set up their farm and they'll become King Farm.
King Farm.
But that in itself will it'll go back into capitalism, and then people will start working again because
capitalism never went away in this scenario, by the way. Just like, you know.
He's never saying capitalism went away. All he did is try to give people a base income so that not everybody. He raised the minimum wage. He made social programs like more, like instead of shelters, you have an apartment. He gave like a higher universal base income is just essentially a better version of what already exists.
Hey,
So
remind me
he's
to come
just
back
he's
to
just
this. By the
changing the
way.
measurement a little bit. That's
Come
why
back
I'm
to what?
like,
Remind you to come back to what?
So I was having a conversation with someone over the weekend, and we were talking about how programs in the city kind of suck for people, where some people are so low income that they can afford to live somewhere, but then they can't afford other things. And then there's people that they don't make so much, but they make just more than the income to be able to get that apartment. So they're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Remind me to come back to that.
yeah. Not to mention,
No,
like,
talk about it
I
now.
believe in every
Okay.
utopia there will be a tyrant born. No matter how many people are passionate about a
Anybody trying to
job,
get rid of
there's always
tyrants?
going to be a shortfall. That's like saying there should be enough teachers that like class sizes are.
There should. Full stop. That's not bad.
So why
That's
don't
not crazy to say. There
why
should.
why didn't you become a teacher?
That's a different conversation.
But
Should there be enough
you
teachers?
scale that
Yeah,
out
there
enough.
should. Should there be enough
You
teachers? Yeah, there should.
you scale that out enough, and
Uncontroversial
you have,
take.
yeah. That's my point. Like, there's not a vast difference from, oh, we were set to your utopia to a generation goes by and we're back to where we are.
If I 100% agree with you, and I don't disagree with you entirely, I still think that people shouldn't have to work. The reality of the situation may be different, but I think that people shouldn't have to.
Okay.
Electrik, what was
I
the
think-
thing that you said we should come back to? I'm like, might as well talk about it now.
Yeah. So I was having a conversation with someone over the weekend, and we were discussing how, like, you have your low income apartments, right?
Mhm.
Up to a certain income, you qualify for this. And then there's people that are just above that income. And a lot of the cities are really expensive right now, and they don't make a whole lot of money. And they're kind of in a really bad place because they make just enough to not be able to qualify for this program that can help them. So now they got to go and try to get an apartment that doesn't have a regular apartment, pretty much.
That they straight up can't afford.
Exactly. And it sucks. And then it makes me think, like, why are we not moving the meter on these low income apartments? Like, we got to adjust the limit to allow these people that are making like $43,000 to be able to afford to live somewhere.
Why are we adjusting the limit as opposed
I
to
just
adjusting?
thought of a random number too, because
No, that's fine. I got you. I think your point's salient. I think from where, at least where I am, I'm saying, instead of saying why is the limit so X, Y, and Z, I'm asking, why are these people making this amount of money? Like, why are they work? And these people that we're talking about are probably working just as hard as everybody else, right?
yeah.
So, like, why can they not afford stuff even though they're putting in work and contributing to society and working as hard? This is where the whole why are we even why is this needed? Why is this rat race and this bullshit needed? Because it's like they're busting their butt and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to contribute to society, but they're not getting anything from it.
Yeah.
They're not getting what they deserve from it. When in reality, there's enough resources and stuff for people to give them those things, but like people just don't want to.
Why don't teachers get paid more?
Exactly. Why don't teachers get paid more? No, you answer the question. Why don't teachers get paid more? And not because we don't value teacher work. No, specifically, why don't they? As much as you can. You're not economists either, but like, why don't they? My parents are teachers.
I would pay them more if it was up to me.
Should teachers get paid more?
Hell yeah.
Yes, because a lot of the same issues.
You
Issues
see how
that
easy
people
this
that
should,
do get
this
paid
should.
more.
You see how easy these should questions are. Like, should they get paid more? Yes.
I think teachers should get paid, if not more, just as much as cops. Because cops make
conversation, dude.
Cops make a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know. Because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because teachers get paid through tax money, so do cops. But why is the pay for teachers so disproportionate?
But police budgets are way higher in the cities than
Why?
they are.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why is the budget so different?
You know why?
Yep. They want to keep it stupid, keep throwing us in jail.
Yeah. So that's like me saying, no, I disagree that teachers shouldn't get paid more because of, and then it's citing all the reasons why they don't.
I mean, I could, if you really want me to, I could flip to the other side and say like, oh, we don't want bad teachers getting in the system, just chasing the check and being horrible at it. We want people that are passionate about teaching.
Yeah, but that's assuming that teachers have no oversight. They do.
That's
System
assuming that
perfect.
the oversight works.
System perfect. See, yeah, system perfect.
Exactly.
No, but they have oversight.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
Let's-
So,
Yeah, there's
so
oversight
it's not
everywhere.
like let's shut down the entire thing because a couple of bad teachers, or if it's endemic, that's different. But but yeah,
How do we
I think
quantify
the
endemic?
thing that you're talking about, Electrik, the thing about like you look at that in financial aid, like people have a hard time paying for college because I make too much to qualify for like the Pell Grant and like all these different grants and stuff like that on paper, but my parents don't make a lot of money.
College used to be free.
College used to be free. Community college about to be free in New York. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully.
Oh yeah, they have a new mayor.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully your man doesn't get set up because everybody wants him to fail.
Of course. I mean, that's part of the reason why people have to work.
But again, but they shouldn't have to. Is my point.
Yeah, but what you're really saying is, man, people shouldn't be evil. Okay.
And they shouldn't be evil, but you disagreed with that.
No, I disagree with, even if people weren't evil, people would still have to work.
No.
You disagree with my definition of work because
I
you're
don't
like, but they're
disagree.
passionate
I
about it. I'm
don't
like, so?
No, it's not.
All right, cool.
It's not even about passion. What I'm saying is that if
No.
everyone had,
I disagree with your scale. Even if there were only the people who were passionate or greedy enough to do it, no, there's still a shortfall. There's still some people who don't want to do this that need to do it.
I think that will be made up in a couple of different ways. I think you underestimate the number of people who actually want to work. The fact that if you ask 10 people on this question, should you have to work? Most of them are just going to say yes. And out of that group that say yes, if given a UBI, most of them would still work at some capacity. Because having just enough, people like their standards of living. Whatever that UBI is significantly less than our standard of living. It just is. So we're going to want more. And we're going to have the ability and the freedom to actually look for more. So there'll be a lot of people that are looking for different types of jobs.
Disagreeing with poverty.
Do you not disagree with poverty?
To a degree, but at the same time,
Whoa,
you sound like you disagree with it too, because you were like, "Oh,
hot take." Explain how you agree with poverty.
Explain to me the level of comfort that you are expecting this UBI to establish.
Like I said, probably just out of the poverty line, that you have a livable wage that you can pay for enough to have like an apartment and utilities. And
what's an apartment?
Okay, an apartment is typically a domicile that is part of a larger unit that contains multiple units.
Studio
that people reside in.
Single bedroom. Where? If you tell people like, "Yo, y'all can have free apartments in like, Alabama,"
do you think that I'm assuming that one single number will cover every single person in America? Do you think that won't be regional? Do you think it won't be regional? Is that what you're thinking?
I think it will be higher than it will be. So you can establish a universe like that's again.
I just said like an apartment and like enough for like a decent grocery bill, and like that is as per your family unit and family size, location. Yeah, you got to be calculated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it'll just be livable. It won't be like, oh man, my lights are gonna get cut off. Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna make rent. Like those small, simple questions will be solved. Probably nothing more than that.
Okay.
But I can imagine a lot of listeners right now would probably think that's what welfare in Section 8 is.
That's what they think it is. That's absolutely what people think it is.
That's what it was. It's been a long time since those programs have actually like been enough.
So it's like, we're going to turn everybody into a welfare state. It's like, no, I don't think that's how that works. Again, that labor force will be made up largely of people who aren't fine just operating just outside of the poverty level with their stuff taken care of. If I told you, hey, your rent is taken care of, bro, you know what you would do? You would just while out and just like, first of all, you probably would for like the first month or so, but you would like do stuff. Most people would do stuff with that extra money. You know what I mean?
That's the whole joke about reparations 2003 is, 4,000 record labels were started in the last 4 hours of this afternoon alone.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most people would do something with that money. And if it was regularly recurring, then you would mostly do something. So the labor force is going to be made of people who just want to do extra stuff and have the luxury to actually go and do those things, go and learn those things, go and actually, without worrying about their everything collapsing around them. It's also going to be made up of people who are, the capitalists that want to like corner markets and like do, because we'll have people exiting the labor force. That's going to happen. So you will have people like, hey, I'm going to set up A, B, and C, and I'm going to use that money to start companies, be industrious and crap like that. And then third, you're going to have also the labor force made up by people who fuck off their money and have to work now because they don't know how to spend. You know what I'm saying? Like that are the people that are going to have to work to supplement because they won't be able to manage that money. So it's not like work is going to go away. It's not like that work would go away. Work is going to go away by people actually wanting to work, people having to work, and people being opportunistic. Like, it's not that crazy of an idea. I mean, it's a stretch, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, a lot of stuff would have to kumbaya work, but like, it's not insane. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of, regardless, even if it is insane, theoretically, no, we shouldn't have to work. Like, it's working is like, you shouldn't have to work. Like, I want to work. I like what I do. You know what I mean?
Same.
Man, I'm hearing this and I just think about it and I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, I grew up in Harlem and hung out a lot in Washington Heights, and a lot of mofos be outside just chilling on top of milk crates, drinking, just chilling, making noise, just hanging out, not giving a fuck. And I could picture if we gave you free money, so many motherfuckers they're just gonna be like, I'm never going to work. For what? I'm just gonna sit here and chill. And I know dudes that think like that now.
But that's what they're doing anyway. But like he said, that's what they're doing anyway right now. That's what they're doing anyway right now. So what are they doing with that money?
Survive, bro.
So what are they doing with that money? The person who's not doing anything right now, you give them money. What are they gonna do with it?
That type of person, nothing.
They're gonna party.
They're gonna spend it. They're gonna spend it. They're gonna spend it at businesses. The person who's working down the street, they're gonna patronize that person. That person's gonna turn a profit.
This is why stimulus checks work.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. So like that person's not doing anything, but in giving that money's gonna circulate back through the society.
Yeah, because I believe in trickle up economics. I don't believe in trickle down economics. If you give the lowest more money, it benefits society. That's why this whole thing. I'm like,
Rebel has just solved all of our economic problems in the United States. Let's go.
You've heard it right here, folks.
Seen it happen.
Rebel.
But
and here I thought Scrota was going to win this argument, but Rebel just came through. Let's go.
All seriousness, like the person that you talk about is trying to make it and can't afford to like A, B, instead of busting their butt. You think that if that person gets in an accident, loses their job, you think the fact that they can't work, because they're disabled, they don't have disability, they don't have insurance, that person could fucking die. Is that like that person has to work? Is that cool?
No, it's an embarrassment on our country.
Yeah.
As much as we talk about being the richest, blah, blah, blah.
But the extension of that exact argument is what I'm talking about.
People shouldn't have to work.
And because the fact that people do have to, and if they don't, they'll fucking die. That's embarrassing.
I like the way you said it just now. Like you put emphasis in there. They have to die.
There are programs to support folks.
Rebel.
Even when you lose your job, there's an
rebel.
Again, all of these should be a lot bigger than they are.
If you lose your job, there is unemployment. Is not a universal
should be funded to the. We're not disagreeing here. We're just talking.
You literally say you disagree 1,000 times.
We're just disagreeing about the part about working, where you're like, oh, people shouldn't have to work.
Thing.
But even you keep saying like, oh, but they could still work. Like,
they can still. They don't have to.
Yeah, but you keep saying like, oh, but they shouldn't have to. But I'm like, but they're going to have to. Like, they shouldn't have. Do you know how words work, bro? They shouldn't have to. Because I disagree with how many mouths there are to feed. And that's why I think people will still have to work.
Some people will still have to work, but they shouldn't have to. Yes, correct.
Okay.
I'm glad you. The fuck?
Because you're saying it like, oh, there should be enough people that want to work on these farms for their wage. It's like that's
You're
what
talking
they're
about a
trying now.
third.
It
You're
ain't
talking about
working.
you're talking about a third of the people I was talking about. I said there are 3 types of people that'll be back and they'll make up the labor force. You're still talking about the people who want to. You're only talking about them.
Okay, you're talking. You no under your thing. You're no matter who you're
Tyrannical
talking
regime,
about.
yes.
Under your tyrannical
regime, yeah.
you're still talking about people who want to do some type of work. I didn't hear anybody that didn't either want the money or just was passionate about the work.
Electrik. Did you hear me talking about any other type of person who would be working?
No.
Okay, I'll recap.
Either that or I
Instead-
wasn't paying attention.
Okay,
I don't know.
only the people who like burn through their money. But for the people who were somehow everybody else who was fiscally responsible, for all the people who were fiscally responsible, let's just pretend like everybody's fiscally responsible, right?
Most people aren't going to be. There's the answer to your question.
Okay, so then why are you like, oh, people shouldn't have to work? Yeah, people
shouldn't
shouldn't
have
be
to.
fiscally. But again, this goes back to the nature of people as opposed to the system.
I think this is like a conversation that breaks people's brains because I think people just can't get their heads around it.
Okay, that's insulting because I disagree with your premise about people. You're saying there's no evil people. Everybody should be. It's like, that's nice, but
when did I say that? What the fuck?
the same way you said, oh, people shouldn't do crime.
People shouldn't do crime.
Yeah, but in your system, people are still going to do crime.
Never said they wouldn't.
Exactly. So people are still going to work. Crime is work.
People are still going to work. Yeah. People absolutely will work. Even though they shouldn't have to. We live in a society where people will work because they have to. That's where we live right now. I'm saying in the society in Scrota land, people will work even though they shouldn't have to. I'm going to buy an island and open up Scrota land. It's going to be real.
Again, I disagree because in your
You can't disagree with Scrota land because I've kicked you out.
Okay.
But you have to have the proper documentation. If it says rebel on your documentation, you can't come here because if you come here, you're gonna try to force people to work.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna go to Scrota land because apparently I don't agree with I think your
definition of
livable wage
land.
I think your definition of a livable wage is not high enough for my comfort.
Okay. I thought that was an interesting conversation that I had with a friend of mine. You know, this actually stemmed from
Have you found anybody that has agreed with you yet?
Oh, several people. Are you kidding me? This actually stemmed from the conversation we were having about the new mayor of New York. And so they're talking about some of the programs that he was saying, like, that'll never work. First of all, they thought that it would not like it will never work in practice. They thought that it can never work. And I was like, those things can absolutely work in practice. Oh no. Are you familiar? I think Rebel, we were talking about this not too long ago about like some of the stuff that he was talking about doing. Yeah.
Yeah, you understand. This
Not Rebel. Sorry, Electrik. Sorry.
Oh, fine. I'll
say that again.
Now.
I said me and you were talking about some of the stuff that he was trying to do in New York.
I don't recall the discussion. No.
We're talking about rent freezes and stuff like that.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Free buses, making CUNYs free.
Yep.
And all this other stuff. People were like, that's impossible. I was like, it's not impossible. It might be improbable, but it's not impossible.
I mean, let's see what the guy does.
That man, God bless that man, because that man is going up against Democrats and Republicans.
Money.
Want that man to fail.
Yeah.
they
He's
want
going up
that man
against
to
money.
They
He's
want
going
that
up
man
against greed.
Yep, they want
Yep.
that man to fail.
Yep.
Good luck to New York.
Apparently,
Man.
the people
I really
want
hope,
him to
I really
succeed.
hope, bro. Can you imagine if he gets that shit popping in New York? That breaks down every conversation and every rebuttal. New York is New York, bro. Like its economy is bigger than some states, bro.
No, its economy is 5% of the U.S. GDP.
That's insane.
That's bigger than like countries. Like that's 4 Norways right there. It's a lot.
But that's the reason why it could work. You know what I'm saying? So that breaks down a lot of people's arguments about how these things are impossible. And it's like, if he succeeds, bro, man.
It's also a matter of density. You have so many companies and wealth that is concentrated there that is not paying their fair share. That is like, hey, if y'all pay
but
your
I
fair
mean,
share,
in percentages, you can say that about almost anywhere. It's just at its extreme over there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. They feel like there's a lot of small town and scarcity where you wouldn't necessarily have these things.
But the state, though, as a state,
yes.
yeah. But I'm saying apply those concepts to the larger, larger economic structures. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, again, I feel like this is literally politics. One side believes, hey, you should take care of the lowest. The other side believes in pulling yourself up by their own bootstraps. So.
Just enough, not too much. Not too much, though.
Because it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell to say.
Look how hard it is to sell this. Look how hard it's been to sell this episode.
Only because I'm like, I don't see how this is different than like what exists now.
Bro, what exists
You're
now?
talking about, hey,
That's
you know what?
We
should all get an A on the group project. I'm like, I mean,
no, that is not.
But we do. We have group projects now, and everybody works different for the group project, and we all get the A.
Okay.
You're like, I know, but some people shouldn't have to work on the group project to still get the A.
That is listen, I'm going to make a compilation of your horrible ass analogies.
Look, man, you the one that's like trying to be such a stickler about like, I didn't say blah, blah, blah. It's like, yo, I didn't say you said it.
Listen, if I misquote you, then slap my wrist and call me Clyde.
I don't care enough to actually, you do realize that's why I don't do that more. It's because I don't care. I don't care to pull up like, you see, at minute 14, you said this, and that means you didn't specifically say the words, but you implied. No, I don't care.
That's convenient.
It amuses me that you seem to not listen to yourself, though.
I listen to myself way more than you think I do.
We'll see.
Listen, I cannot wait until our Kwanzaa episode. So for the listeners, I hope y'all enjoyed the Juneteenth episode.
Not Kwanzaa.
Our Kwanzaa. Yo, first of all, this is your idea. This was your idea. The Kwanzaa episode. Ketty Wap and Brizzy B will be back in full effect in all their glory to go over the best of the episodes and the arguments from season 2. And I cannot wait until Ketty Wap and Brizzy B are back in the studio. They did such a great job last year or this year. So
I do not support Kwanzaa because of
we'll love to support them again for our Kwanzaa extravaganza. And we'll probably have them in studio in February. So it'd be great.
I can't wait for the quick cut of people shouldn't have to work. People are going to work. It's like,
that's not contradictory. That's not a contradictory statement. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
I think that just about does it.
Really?
This wasn't an episode. This was a debate.
It really wasn't. Well, I'm sorry.
Of what?
There's no need
because I feel like that was more so like an amuse bouche to what would usually be our actual.
Oh, you brought back the amuse bouche?
Yeah.
But the bouche, your amuse. Yeah.
Look, we're getting to the point now where if they didn't listen to the previous episodes, they can miss the callbacks, man. You gotta,
I don't even remember what amuse bouche was from. Who said that? Is it me?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you said it.
What?
And you defined it on another episode too.
Yes. So, oh my gosh. You see, talking about I listen to myself more than
maybe I was just being humble and didn't want to toot my own horn, so I'll let y'all do it.
Nope.
That's exactly what happened.
Nope. Can't be proven.
Oh, anyway, man. I think that's the magic in the HLS. I do have, in other news, I will say that a friend of mine, shout out to a homeboy of mine, Curtis Millender, one of my first and closest friends, one of my first fighters when I used to train fighters in the UFC and in other various martial arts organizations. He is having his last fight, his retirement bout in January. Much, good luck to him. I'm going to be out in California, Los Angeles at the end of January because there's no way in hell I'm missing that. And just all of my prayers to him because I know.
Yeah. What do you say for fighters? Like in Broadway, it's break a leg, but like
not MMA.
Hey, Curtis, break someone else's leg.
No, I'm actually praying. I'm actually praying for him because you got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, but this mofo is gonna be supposed to be in fight camps. My prayers go out to him as well too. Curtis Millender. If you want to check out some of the action, he had a really exciting run in the UFC and in Bellator as well too. So check those things out. His ad is at Curtis 170. Now Curtis is not spelled correctly. It's spelled Curtious.
Like fabulous.
Like Curtis, like Curtis. Real courteous, like Curtis. Courteous Curtis.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, check him out. But yeah, maybe you can have him on the show one day. The dude's a riot man. Cool dude, one of my best friends. So
I'd love to hear what work he would do if he didn't do that work. He's retiring, so now what's he gonna do?
yeah, good question.
Curtis, break a leg.
No,
Not yours. Not yours.
Oh, break their leg, I guess.
Yes. Hey, Electrik, what would you do if you didn't have to work?
If I didn't have to work,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably build stuff and become an actor and entertain people.
Scrota, what would you do if you didn't have to work?
The same thing I said I would do in the happiness episode. I would build stuff and teach children.
I would do shit.
And with that said, thank y'all for listening. Please do share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. But most definitely share with others. We got to get the word out. Also, we have an Instagram. If you guys can go there, follow us there. We'll be putting out reels and updates and cool stuff. I'm probably going to start dumping stuff in there so you guys can get a little glimpse of my life as I get out and about on my travels and journeys throughout the U.S. I'm just trying to travel a lot more, so I'll probably bring y'all along with me.
Before we close
What's
out,
our Instagram, by the way?
The HLS podcast.
Thank you.
Wow. Jeez.
out of
The
curiosity,
HLS podcast. All one word, no underscore, no nothing. The HLS podcast. That's our socials on all the things. All right, Rebel, take us out.
don't tell me what to do. This is the HLS podcast that never was. Radical Teddy and friends, late to the party. To that point, her latest seduction happens like sundowns, hippies loving showers, haters liking semicolons. Name pending. I'm the Rebel Alliance,
I'm Scrota.
And this is Electric Thunder.
and you're not listening to NPR.
No, no, they're not. Don't you do that. I don't know if we'll get in trouble for that now.
Habitually line stepping. Man, I just realized how much that tone is too. That said, I'm sorry. I love